Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakal Kadash. And the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Ba'Shem. In the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Russian, that's the holy tongue. And I say Barakadam to the elders and apostles, Akim Ahmad, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit down lesson, Wednesday night, January 28th, 2026. And this is a M.O.T.B news updates as we getting closer and closer to the pushing of the modern day digital RFID chip in order for you to buy or sell. And the pushing of the Neuralink, the nanotechnology. That's what we're seeing. That's all that's going to lead up onto the pushing of the digital RFID chip, the Neuralink, the nanotechnology, and the implementation of this chip that they want to implant inside your body, even if you're upper class, lower class, or economic spectrum. And they're pushing forth that more and more as we're seeing it increasing more and more, as we went towards that directions. So we're going to be seeing more and more pushing of the digital dollar, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, and that's going to lead to the road to the pushing of the M.O.T.B, which is the M.A.R.K of the the M.A.R.K of the BEST. This new economic system, this new system that we're about to enter into in order for you to buy or sell, to function, be part of society. That's why we're seeing these smart cities, with this AI technology that's going to be part of finance and part of your everyday life as well too, in order to buy or sell, to function in today's society. Because your personal information, your medical information, and your financial information, definitely your financial information, all that's going to be stored in this device of this digital RFID chip in order for you to buy or sell. That's why they have. We already live in a modern day digital society as it is already. So we see over there in the UK, they got the digital passport. Over here in the United States, they got the real ID. Starting February the 1st. If you don't have a real digital, real ID, you're gonna get charged $45, and all that's gonna lead up to the pushing of the digital RFID chip. Because over there in the UK, they got the digital passports, and all that's gonna lead to the pushing of the digital RFID chip. So we see in the stages being set. So we see more signs of it. I just want to add a side note to that. It says with the recent central district currency news, which this was previously, the U.S. altered the retail central district currency, which that was almost a year now. This is from last year, January, and all the way to this year, because you had the Genius Act was signed, last year from May and all the way to now. And then, you had the digital stablecoin and the digital currency. The digital Bitcoin currency, stablecoin, and what you call that, the cryptocurrency, the digital cryptocurrency, and the digital stablecoin. That's basically like an alternative to central district currency, because the United States halted the pushing of the central district currency. So now you're gonna have like some Republicans. Not Republicans. You're gonna have like some Democrats might lean towards the central district currency, even though the current administration over here in the United States, they signed an executive order last year and all the way to now, even though they halted the central district currency. But you're still going to have others from the liberal side might lean towards the pushing of the central district currency. Now you do have the liberals and the conservatives agree upon not pushing forth the central district currency. That's why they pushed the stable coin, the cryptocurrency, the pushing of this Genius Act, because that's going to lead to the pushing of the alternative. Because as we see in the American dollar is declining, because you got was that Nero 47 Esau was saying that even though the dollar is declining, but he said it's still a good case still. But we definitely going to see the declining of the American dollar, even though it still has value right now. But as way everything is leaning towards, everything is being digital, so the physical dollar and the coins, as we see, is going to be a thing of the past, because gold and silver, this is going to be the new form of currency. And that's going to lead to the road to the pushing of the digital RFID chip, Neuralink, the nanotechnology. That's why it was reported like a couple of months ago or last year, if I'm not mistaken, like 100,000 people had signed up with the brain chip, with this Neuralink. So that's going to lead to the pushing of the digital RFID chip. So ever since then, they had that statistic that was like last year, But now those statistics might increase from 100,000 even more now. So that shows that we're headed towards the directions of the pushing of the modern digital RFID chip. It says the major trends. It says this is from Google AI. It says major trends, divergent paths. It says some nations like the U.S. are halting the retails of the central digital currency, while others, China and India and the U.K., are rapidly advancing their various proposals. Especially India, I believe it was was a couple of days ago. It was because India represents that rupee, RBI, something like that. Their foreign currency. And then there was an action to have. Yeah, here you go. It says India, the e-rupee has rapidly adoptions with plans to link the BRICS and the central digital currency. Right, you got the BRICS nations and the BRICS plus nations. Because I believe that was mentioned in that and at the World Economic Forum. What was that like January the 20th to the 23rd? I believe they representations of India. They was mentioning that and this is going to potentially come with their own form of currency, the BRICS nations, potentially to overthrow the American dollar. It says the e-rupee has rapidly adopted with the plans of linking the BRICS and the central digital currency futures like interest-bearing digital money to most usage. I believe China they had came up with the idea. I think it started January the 1st about like having interest paid with the pushing of their currency, and they're gonna choose either stablecoin or Bitcoin, I believe, or digital currency. It says China's digital yuan (CNY) is the largest live central digital currency with massive transaction volumes with a new framework allowing interest payments. Right, which that was came into effect January the 1st, performing into a digital deposit currency. It says the international collaborations of the wholesales and central digital currency, the project and bridge involving China, Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Saudi Arabia as a leading cross-border platform. Right, and we've been seeing that increasing from last year and all the way to now with this option that's going to be a cross-border payment. It's going to be online, offline. You can only imagine this central district, this pushing of this digital RFID chip. You can use it optional offline and online as well too. It says the United Kingdom, the Bank of England. This is a design phase of the potential digital pound with a possible launch in the latter half of the decade. Other nations is Russia is actively pursuing a central digital currency alternative payment channels, while other nations like Nigeria challenge its infrastructure of adoptions from the e-naira. It says the wholesales versus retails focus has shifted on wholesale central digital currency for efficient cross-border payments, e.g., bridge uh, alongside the retail plots. So all this is going to introduce the pushing of the digital RFID chip because we already live in a modern day digital society as it is already. Hey, Shalom, brother, you want to thon? Hey, peace and blessing you and your household. Hey, yeah, I should not shop right thumb to you and yours. And it says, what's this? Tether officials. It says Tether officials announced a USA. It says rocketpayers.com, published by Aurora Mantu, if I pronounce his name right. It says January 28th, 2026, a 5-minute read. It says Tether has officially launched a USAT, a federal regulated US-backed stablecoin, creating outlook within the U.S. federal stablecoin framework under the Genius Act. It says Anchor Digital Bank is an issuer of the new stablecoin, and the launch marks form market introduced the USA. It says following the 2025 announcement that the token design of its CEO USAT is currently available to U.S. users for a token bill operative within the U.S. dedicated federal regime. A new U.S. peg stablecoin. The stablecoin is a key initiative that Tether has types of, because I remember Dr. Seven was talking about this as well too. They introducing this right along with the Genius Act and all that, while we're seeing the American dollar this declining because everything's going to be digital. So that's going to transform from the physical cash to the digital cash. So we definitely see the signs of that. It says, that was a week ago. India should add BRICS, Central District Currency Bridge to the 2026 agenda, according to the report. It says Canada should integrate stable coins with the Central District currency. It says the new era of payments, what 2026 will demand for global finance. This is from the Payers, this news article. It says Swift September's announcement will waive a blockchain communications with its core network and framework through a breakthrough in truth, perhaps closer to emissions that legacy rails can no longer meet the demands of modern commerce and paying a catch up with newer innovation solutions. Payment solutions will be an instant programmable borderless. The shift is being driven not just by technology ambition, by the basic realities of modern commerce, global immerse, and instant payment payrolls on demand supply chains, API driven financial service. It says required money to move on with the same speed as data. Customers' ability to able to move funds across borders with a single tap, and business reliance on automated workflows and settlement triggers and innovation updates in creating credit decisions or contract execution. The stable coins overtake Malay's rails for the sub USD 10K cross border flows. Tokenized, localized for banks rethinking treasury FX and settlement risk. So, okay, that's something else. Yep, so those was the recent news of that. Get to that Revelations 13 or 16. As we mentioned again, even if we mention this countless of times, it can sound like a record player. So all this is going to lead up to the road to the function of the digital RFID chip. We're definitely seeing increasing signs of that. Bring up that Revelations. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. It says, and it calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free of bond, right? Even if you're one part of the 1% club or 99% club, even if you're upper class, lower class of the spectrum around the world, he calls of all, both small and great, the wicked, right? The son of perdition, the wicked one. He's calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free of bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their FOREHDS, right? The pushing of the modern day MARK of the digital RFID chip that they want to implant in your right hand, the upper part of your FOREHDS. Revelations 13, verse 17, it says that no man might buy or sell, right? There's going to be a time once this comes into full effect, there's going to be a time where that no man might buy or sell. And that's when the application comes into play as well, to that Revelation 3, verse 10. It says that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the charagma, right? That's why they pushing this neural link, this nanotechnology, and this digital RFID chip that they want to implant inside your body, that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the charagma, or the name of the BEST, or the number of his name. Revelations 13, verse 18, here is wisdom, let him have understanding, count the number of the BEST, for it is a number of a man, and his SIX 204. So with that, this was just a quick set down lesson of the M.O.T.B news updates as of January 28th, 2026 on this Wednesday night. And Shalom once again to the brother Yuanatham and Barakatham to you and yours, your household. And Barakatham to the elders and apostles for Akima Akwaf as we continue to lift up the names of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, the Son, the Son, Mashak Hamshai. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. And the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and his Son, the Son, Bahashem, and the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Mashkadash, tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles for Akima Akwaf. Until next time, I would say Kul Yasharala and above all, Shalom.